From MTN News, this is Montana This Morning.
And there was fire everywhere.
A house fire, then a murder investigation. How a mobile home community is reacting after a man is found dead in his home.
All of us are upset about it, but what do we do?
Gas station gunshots. What Billings police and businesses are doing to boost security after late night violence nearby.
I think my favorite thing is when I see adults and they're like, wow, I haven't seen an ice cream truck in so long.
A sweet idea on wheels. What one young entrepreneur's ice cream truck has in store, one cone at a time. Those stories and much more coming up in the next hour. Good morning and welcome back to Montana This Morning. Charlie Klepps here with Ed McIntosh.
Good to be here with you, Charlie.
Yeah, good to see you, Ed.
We've got a lot going on when it comes to the weather because we've got a sharp transition in what we're going to see here as we get into the next couple of days. This morning we've got temperatures 40s, 50s across southern Montana, northern Wyoming. Notice it's getting more active on Doppler radar. Those showers starting to move in from the west. Eastern plains are still going to warm up a bit for this afternoon to at least above average temperatures. Compared to what you've seen recently, it won't be nearly as much. I'll push the view back just a little so you can see snow already in some of the higher elevations of western Montana and even some thunderstorms across the northern portion of the state. Here in Billings, the day planner for today with the clouds you see already on the Stockman Bank weather cam turn into rain showers as we start getting into the afternoon and evening, and that could bring some heavier rain. I'll break down the rest of the forecast details for you in just a little while.
Yeah, a little bit of rain this weekend, huh?
It certainly looks that way.
Yeah, well, that's always good.
Especially this time of the year, we really need it.
I struggle. Sometimes I get so grumpy about the rain, but I got to remind myself it's a good thing.
That's right.
Yeah. Well, thanks, Ed. Appreciate it. This morning, we have new details surrounding a Billings homicide investigation. It started with a house fire and ended with the discovery of the body of a disabled man who lived there. It's a story we brought you yesterday on Montana This Morning. The fire started on Jim Street on early Saturday morning. Sheriff Mike Linder says detectives found the body and quickly pointed to foul play. Blue Creek Fire quickly extinguished the flames and preserved the crime scene. A suspect, 32-year-old Justin Hosey, was arrested at the Love's truck stop in Hardin and now faces several charges, including arson and deliberate homicide. Those who live in the Metal Arc Trailer Park tell MTN News that their community has been rocked by the fire and the death of a neighbor. Yesterday, we visited the community to learn more about the details and hearing from some residents.
The flames were way high in the tree.
The reactions say it all.
Like his house was burning up really bad.
As residents in the Metal Arc Trailer Park reflect on a fire that destroyed this home Saturday morning, killing a man inside who neighbors say is disabled.
I lost my balance and stuff. It was horrifying. It made me sick.
Longtime resident Jean Schaff says it was shocking waking up to flames so close to her home.
The flames were touching the edges of that tree.
Another resident, Eric Snodgrass, asked not to be on camera, but shared the same concerns.
If it catches that tree, that it's just like the whole neighborhood could go down.
Both agreed the death, which Yellowstone County Sheriff Mike Linder described as suspicious, is frightening.
That trailer was smoking, and it was a very devastating feeling. You're here so long time. You get to know everybody.
Linder says his officers arrested 32-year-old Justin Hosey, facing charges of homicide, theft, arson, and tampering with evidence.
I've lived here all this time, and we've never had real violence of any sort.
At this time, law enforcement haven't said who the victim is, but his longtime neighbors say he was an amputee living in this community for years.
I've never had to deal with anything like this, living right amongst us. I mean, that part is scary.
One man is in jail after being charged with 3 counts of sexual intercourse without consent. 41-year-old Christopher Normandeau was arrested after the Billings Police Department received reports of a Facebook post where he made admissions pertaining to abuse of a minor child. The BPD Investigations Division says that they took on the case on Friday last week, quickly resulting in his capture. Billings police thank the public for their assistance in bringing the issue to their attention. And Billings residents are being cautioned about a rise in carfentanil that could be circulating around the Magic City. This after 5,000 pills were seized coming from out of state. Detectives say carfentanil is 100 times more potent and deadly than fentanyl. The Montana Department of Justice says it's seeing an increased presence of the drug trafficked by Mexican drug cartels. The carfentanil was found in the form of blue M30 pills and powder and can come in several forms, including powder and blotter paper absorbed through the skin or accidentally inhaled. Investigators say they are encouraging those who live in Billings to have Narcan handy in case of any exposure to the drug. A weekend car meetup turned chaotic as a crowd of around 100 got out of control at an unofficial car gathering. This was the scene when fights broke out and shots were fired, hitting a vehicle and a gas pump. Now one person is facing charges. And this isn't the first time these gatherings have led to problems, prompting some nearby businesses to beef up on their security. Our Isabel Spartz has the latest.
Behind me is where that incident happened Friday night. A gun was shot off several times in an unofficial car meetup. Residents in the area say problems from these type of events have been ongoing and getting worse for some time.
Starting last summer, it's really gotten worse.
It's not an unusual scene.
We have a serious problem out here on the West End with the cars, the motorcycles. It starts on Friday night, goes through Sunday.
Drag races and unofficial car meetups are constant on the West End. Roads like Shiloh and King Avenue are prime racetracks.
I have to sleep at night on the weekends with earplugs.
Kim is a Billings resident who lives near King Avenue and wished to not use her last name. She saw a large group of cars congregating in the Kohl's parking lot Friday night before that 11 p.m. shooting at Town Pump.
It's becoming a common issue in Billings that we're well aware of as the police department.
Sergeant Stovall with the Billings Police Department says that these groups do not appear to be gang-related and are unassociated with official car clubs.
This is more unorganized, and it's a group of, younger 20s, early 30s down to high school age kids that are out there, and they just, want to be the tough guy on the block.
Racing incidents have ramped up, and Stovall says they often end in fights and also citations.
We actually have a city ordinance of that parents can't knowingly allow their kids out after curfew to be out doing these things unless it's for a legitimate reason.
It's even prompted some businesses in the Shiloh Commons area like Shields to take action, having BPD officers stay in the parking lots at night. But the costs add up and adds overtime to the department.
They don't want people to see people get hurt, right? And this behavior and this type of driving action is that's how it results.
A problem police are working on, and one residents like Kim would like to see solved.
Someone says, well, it happens everywhere else. I said, well, yeah, but you got to stop it. It's growing out here.
We ask that parents step in, these kids start taking a little bit more responsibility for what they're doing. Let's find things productive to do rather than, reckless situations like this.
In Billings, Isabel Spartz, MTN News.
The Town Pump, where the violence played out, released this statement to us. They say, "We appreciate the quick response from the Billings Police Department, the Yellowstone County Sheriff's Department, and the Billings Fire Department to our Shiloh and King Avenue West store. As the investigation continues, we will continue to cooperate and work with local law enforcement agencies." Today, President Trump is in Saudi Arabia to kick off his 4-day visit to the Middle East. Soon, the president will meet with members of the royal family and participate in an investment summit with top business leaders. Ahead of the trip, the president signed an executive order aimed at lowering prescription drug costs. Naomi Ruckham has more from New York.
Today, President Donald Trump met with Saudi Arabia's Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman in Riyadh. The main focus, business investment. Later, President Trump also attends an investment summit with executives expected from several major companies, including Nvidia, Citigroup, and Uber. The president will also visit Qatar and the United Arab Emirates this week.
Thank you very much.
Ahead of the trip, the president doubled down on defending plans to possibly use a luxury jet donated by Qatar, calling it a gift to the Defense Department.
I could be a stupid person and say, no, we don't want a free, very expensive airplane. But I thought it was a great gesture.
President Trump also hinted that he might take a detour to Turkey if Ukrainian and Russian officials move forward with high-stakes peace talks there on Thursday.
I was thinking about actually flying over there. There's a possibility of it.
Those comments made as the president signed an executive order setting a 30-day deadline for drug companies to lower their prices to levels similar to those charged in other wealthy nations, or else they could face steep caps in Medicare payments.
Big Pharma will either abide by this principle voluntarily or will use the power of the federal government.
On trade, President Trump says he plans to speak to China's President Xi Jinping as soon as this week, after his administration announced a deal Monday for both to slash tariffs by 115% for the next 90 days. Naomi Ruckham, CBS News.
The Trump administration says it will also wind down a program that gives temporary protected status to Afghan refugees in the U.S. starting on July 12th. From scoops to scholarships, one local student is now an academic at Yale, thanks to hard work, sweet memories, and a food truck family that never stopped serving love. Her college essay, all about life on the road with mom and dad, was the ticket in. Now, while she learns to navigate the Ivy League, her parents are keeping their ice cream dream rolling, one cone at a time. MTN's Marcus Kakova has her story.
It takes a certain kind of person to food truck.
Food truck life is not for the faint of heart, for sure.
And for the Sollies, braving that business is basically genetic.
Just do what you know, right?
Not just a family, but a fleet of 3 options for Meals on Wheels. It would be short to say, here, food trucks mean family.
Our kids were 7, 6, and 12 when they started working in the truck with us.
Many people in town will recognize my kids from being right there in front, taking orders and giving cash back.
But this one, well, this one is different.
I think the biggest thing is definitely the design.
No, not just because it's one of the few ice cream trucks that doesn't look like it belongs in a true crime streaming series.
It was my platinum project, and yeah, I don't know. I'm just kind of feel lucky whenever I'm here, especially like back from college. It's definitely something I miss a lot when I'm gone. Yeah, bubblegum, of course.
Middle child Tegan Solly first pitched this idea to her parents as a freshman in high school, part of a special project for the academically inclined.
I'm a huge Will Coxon's fan, and so obviously that had to make it in there. It's very much associated with summer for me. I think about it a lot when I'm at school.
But this bus isn't just a pair of parents' love letter to their daughter's dream from the demand of hard work.
When I got to Yale, actually, I read my admissions file, and one of the things that they noted was this ice cream truck, and that they had never seen someone with an ice cream truck before.
Yale, Ivy League, where Tegan is studying mechanical engineering on a full-ride scholarship, in part because of an essay that she wrote about those summers with mom and dad.
I just walk around and I'm like, I'm so lucky to be here. Learning how to be like hardworking, especially like learning from my parents. Like they're 2 of the most hardworking people I've ever met.
See, some families pass down eye color, curly hair. The Sollys, it's drive, the kind that comes with wheels, wrapped in vinyl, and serves a double helping of love.
I got so incredibly lucky with my parents. I think about it all the time.
Marcus Kakova, MTN News.